Hi, Sean O'Kane here with Chip Estimate TV. We're here at DAC 2014, 51st Annual DAC. John Blyler and I, we do our annual walk around at DAC. We're stopping by Samsung, talking about their 14 nanometer FinFET and 28 RF,
and then we go to CAST for latency.
And then we're going to go to Dassault for IP management. Right,
cool.
So let's go. Okay, John, we're here at Samsung. They have a very nice booth. They're talking about 14 nanometer FinFET and 28 RF. So maybe you want to talk a little bit about their FinFET technology.
Okay. Well, the FinFET's pretty significant. They've got 3 fabs that are doing that,
yeah,
and global foundries as well. Mm-hmm. And they actually have working silicon, which
come on over here.
They could show us, but then they'd have to kill us.
So this is interesting. We're talking about the 14 and their relationship with global foundries. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, it continues to be a good relationship, both with the 14 and the 28. Now at the 28, I mean, there it's an ST license, so it's not a Samsung license. But nevertheless, it's Samsung manufacturing. And global foundries earlier, like last year, announced that they would continue at the 28, fully depleted SOI as well.
And when we were talking with Kelvin Lowe over at Samsung about their 28 nanometer RF technology, that kind of lends itself very, very well with the IoT revolution and the whole push in the wearables and the sensors, which is kind of interesting. The auto infotainment, heating and cooling systems in the home. So they're really dialed in.
Yes, they are dialed in on the SOI for the RF, but also even for the processors. They can even do some processors of that as well. So they're ready.
Let's go to CAST.
CAST it is.
All right. So we're going to go over to CAST. Before we do, tell me a little bit about, what is this?
Oh, this is the ruler. Okay. The ruler of complexity.
Okay.
So where are we at here?
No, I'm like 6'7", but
so you're like 12 nanometer. You're pretty complex.
Okay, I'm pretty complex.
But if you're way up here, right, 10
Yes.
nanometer, you can see how much further the stack has to go, and these aren't metal layers, but nevertheless they're an indication of the complexity of the design at leading edge.
So size does matter, but in the reverse, the smaller, the better.
Smaller,
right?
Smaller is good. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Let's go.
Thanks.
Okay, we're in ARM, the ARM booth, and so ARM is pretty much taking the leap and led the revolution of IoT in wearables, sensors, mobile devices. Is absolutely amazing. They've really taken off on that, and that's what's really going on right now. So, in fact, we have Christian Flautner here, the VP of R&D with ARM, to talk with us a little bit. But you had a question.
Well, he gave a great talk earlier, and in that he said, "You're welcome." That the IoT now is probably going to look a little bit different in the future, and he mentioned a number of things that maybe need to happen in terms of Moore's law and other things. So maybe just a few words on that.
Well, I think we're still at the early days of IoT. I think a lot has to happen to actually build a foundation on which the software can be built. Connections are easy, things are easy to deploy. I think there are also technology challenges. How do we build the right subsystem, the right platform to build it on with enough security, communications, and how do we make it cheap?
And one of the ways to make it cheap, if I remember right, was like perhaps plastic transistors, right? Maybe
well,
plastic has a part?
Plastic could have a part. I think when we are projecting forward, you can kind of see how in 10, 15 years' time, that it actually becomes a very cost-effective solution. But it might take that long.
Okay.
Well, great talking with you.
Great to talk to you.
All right, Christian. So we're off and running. Let's go. Okay, John boy.
All right.
We're at CAST.
Cool.
Okay.
Check this out.
Video game. Now, game on. I want you to pick that up.
All right, I got it.
All right. Super Mario.
I like this.
And I want you to tell me what's going on and why and about their latency and their technology and why it's so special.
This is straightforward, but it's a great demo. So you can see as I'm moving this, that it tracks just perfectly. There's no delay. And that's important because instead of this game going right to the display, it's going through an encoder and then back out through a decoder and then up to the display. So it's going through all this, it's doing it at very fast, And
As
you can tell that from...
And as you said, you said it would be slower. You think?
Yeah, you would think, I'd move it.
But it's not because of what they've done here.
Yes,
and what CAST has
they
done.
did it well. And even with all this, and it's the high-end one, H.264, so it's fantastic.
Pretty cool stuff right here at
Good
CAST.
game, too.
Where are we going? Dassault.
Dassault.
All right. Rock and roll. Put the game down.
Put the game down. Move away from the game.
All right. So, John.
Yeah?
We've been talking about the Internet of Things all along the floor here. Just got through with. Yeah. But that encompasses so many things. And how do you manage all that?
Man, there's so many aspects to that. So why don't we talk to somebody who's pretty good at that collaboration?
And who would that be?
Well, a small company in France called Dassault Systems.
Oh, we have Paul Mason here, solutions architect with Dassault.
Hi.
And so you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, how do you manage at an enterprise level all of these, all the different designs for IP, for everything else that's associated with something like the Internet of Things?
Okay, yeah. So basically, Dassault Systems came out of traditional industries like aerospace and automotive. A lot of system engineering emphasis there, and a lot of component reuse. So IP management fits nicely in with that. And what we do is we offer an enterprise solution that is really a platform that sits above the individual data repositories, and it adds like a management layer. Because one of the biggest challenges that people are facing is finding the right IP. There's an increasing amount of reuse. There's an increasing amount of IP in the chips. They're getting more complex, but time to market considerations need more reuse. There's a combination of externally licensed IP and internally generated. Externally licensed presents different types of challenges in terms of tracking, usage and downloads, even from a royalty point of view. So we're able to provide tracking capabilities, access control and reporting depending on the user. So it's not just an engineering problem, it's a business problem at this point. Okay, yeah.
Excellent.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay, you bet.
Thank you.
Great place to stop.
Yes.
Dassault.
Nice
All
way
right.
to wrap it up.
Good.
Well, John, we're back at the home base. Pretty cool stuff here at DAC 2014. And, ARM. It's all, ARM, Dassault, CAST,
Samsung,
and Samsung.
with everything.
Everything's kind of around the IoT, but other things.
Oh, yes.
Many other things.
IoT will be the driver, it looks
Right.
like.
So good times here at DAC 2014.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent.
We're going to do it another time, right?
You bet.
Okay, for John Blyler, my name is Sean O'Kane. We'll see you next time on Chip Estimate TV. Go ahead, give him a point. Give
What a
yeah.
point?
Like it. Like it wrong. Yeah.
Like a Brit.
Just like it. Bang. Bang. We're voguing.
Jesus.